Thank you and welcome to Whiteheart Sewing Crafts and Garden. This is just a preview of what I did the last video on how I'm making a greenhouse on top of my garden beds to protect it from the elements. Right here, these are PVC pipes, 10 feet, and I'm going to cut it. I wanted a 6 feet greenhouse out there, but I noticed that that would be too big, so I actually made it a 4 feet. I cut it to 4 feet right here. You can't see it that good, but I think that would be big enough for me because 6 feet was just way too tall. So I'm using I'm cutting it with a regular saw right here, and it cuts, all right. It's not the best, but it's doing its job right now. And yeah, it has like a little jagged edge to it, but it's doing the job for now. So we're going to continue to use this manual saw. It's a little hole in it, and just keep working it. I hope the camera isn't moving so much. And the first time it just see it? It just cracks open. And it's just really simple. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all. And it just came apart. Okay, this is how it's looking so far. This is the first one. And I'm gonna put the other one on the other side and let you see. And what I'm doing is the side that I cut is gonna go on the bottom, if you can see that. And what I'm gonna have to do is these things right here, I'm just gonna bam it a little bit in the wall, in the ground, so it could be a little sturdy. But that's how it's looking so far. So the little greenhouse bed, it's working out just fine. Okay, on this one, I put the little chicken wire around the little bed, and right here I'm just kind of hitting it down just so it could be a little sturdy down there, so it won't blow off. And I'm gonna do each one like this. It's not a hammer, but it'll do. It's heavy enough for it. And then I'll put this on here. Put this PVC pipe right on this rebar. Okay, after I got the four corners of the PVC pipe in, I started on the top and I used shower curtain rings because I'm going to be placing shower curtains around it. And I had to cut a little bit off this, the top, because it was leaning in and I wanted to get it straight across and it was bending. So I kind of used the little manual saw and cut it down. And if you can see, this side right here is straight. And I'm trying to get this side in here to see if you can see a little bit of it is leaning off, and I was trying to get that straight, so I'm gonna have to cut a little bit off of this side too. And if you can look at the other side, it's leaning a little bit, so I'm gonna have to cut that too to make it go straight across to where it doesn't bolt on me. On this side, I'm about to cut with the manual saw because if you can see, it's a little bit longer and it's kind of like dipping in the middle. So I have to manually cut that. And what I'm doing here is trying to get it a little even so I can make the little marking. When I make the marking, it could go right in. I'm trying to measure with my fingers to see where I'm going to be cutting. So just little marking it off with the little Sharpie that I have. And then I'm going to use this manual saw and just saw it off. Some of the rings fell off. Yeah, but that's okay. I can just put the shower rings back on. And right here on that little black mark with the Sharpie, that's where I'm just going to take my time and just saw that down. It doesn't take much, but just sawing it down is just, you know, you just got to be patient and saw it straight so it can go into the little elbows. The PVC, they're called like little elbows. Okay, I'm just sawing this with this manual saw. It's it just takes a little patience to saw this, and so I'm just continuing sawing, and I put it up. You can't see it, but I put it up a little bit high just to see if I was cutting it in the right place to put it in this PVC elbow, and it worked out perfect. I got it up a little bit, but eventually I'm gonna need a four-way elbow. This is a three-way. I'm gonna need a four-way to make the bed, this bed, covered too. So I'm gonna need one right here to come out that way to make it a four-way. But for now, I got this bed covered up, and I'm just gonna use this bed for now and use the three-way for this one. And as you can see, it's sticking out a little bit, so I'm going to start marking that this where it should be, and then use my saw to cut it. Right now I can mark it right now. So I'm going to mark it right here, and that's where I'm going to saw. And right here, the same for this one. I'm gonna mark it right here. And then I'm gonna start sewing it. Okay. I know this is a little dangerous, but don't do this at home. But I'm just taking my time. It's really easy to cut. It's not that difficult to cut. You just gotta go slow and steady. I hope you can see. I'm trying to help you to see a little better. All praise is due to a God. It worked out perfect. It worked out perfect. Me making mistakes and cutting all these out, it worked out just great. Now, all I need to do now is get a 4-way elbow, and the elbow that kind of goes up to make it more like a triangle. So when it does rain, the rain would just fall off the plastic instead of just settling in one spot and caving in. But for now, until I can get those elbows, this is gonna work out fine. Now all I gotta do is just take all this plastic off and put it on here like a shower curtain. Yep. So it worked pretty good. You can still see my little tomatoes. They're coming in. They're not getting too frozen off. I can still see some yellowing of the leaves, and I'll just have to pick those off. And pretty much, even on this one, it's gotten some little flowers for tomatoes. So this right here is just to try to get them to stay a little longer, because it was pretty bad. So I think it's gonna work out just fine. Let me just move some of this out the way. And I'm gonna keep my little netting down here because I saw the birds, and I don't know if they were birds or mice, rats, or whatever, just eating up my cabbage down there. I mulched them this side with a lot of leaves so you don't see too much of the weeds coming out, but I got a lot of picking to do, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna hang these curtains up. Okay, I put the shower curtain on the other side. I hope you can see it. And I got a couple of bigger clamps to clap at the top. Now all I need is a front shower curtain to put in the front and on the side, and it will stop the cold a little bit. It'll stop it a little bit. And then I got some more to take care of on that side where my peppers are. And over here where my other tomato plant, that one's doing okay for now. But eventually I'll just have all of them pretty much fixed up. And clean out that bed a little bit so I can plant some other stuff, because I planted some red mustards and some broadleaf mustard, and it don't seem like they got, I think the birds got to them before I could really get a hold of taking care of things. But for now, I'm gonna go inside and get some warm hot chocolate or warm tea, one of the two, and get warm. Stay tuned.